Evolutionary things have taught us that healthy women are going to seek men in that community setting. Healthy men are going to be looking for that attractiveness. With attachment challenges, that absolute shattering of society really is what it is, where the woman has no community, she's alone. It's less like meeting a man in your village square and you see his status, and it's more like everybody wandering around the woods trying to pop out from behind trees, yelling at each other, "Wow, you're pretty!" Like women don't like that, and that's where women are at today, where they're constantly having strangers pop out from around trees yelling about how pretty they are. And that's most women have been conditioned of through attachment, which skews your evolutionary control and says no, seek safety, and then find a man. You don't have the benefit of pre-vetting. You don't have the benefit of status analysis, of relationship analysis. You're gonna have to figure it out fast and then develop that safety, which is why that high level of anxiety exists. It's why an estimated 1/4 of women are on antidepressants or anti-anxiety pills today. Is they've almost never been more miserable because of this. We definitely need to have to bring back community because it's skewing the way that women are mate selecting way out of control. And that's one reason I think men are having a lot of problems. It's not women's fault. It's men are having problems because women are in the woods wandering around with strangers popping out and they're terrified. Of course they're terrified.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where are you guys gonna go to find that community? Everything's
Oh, you
online.
have to
This
build it.
podcast is online. Your work is online. Your groceries get delivered to you online. Everything's online. I was gonna say, like, maybe what we should do is just have like 2 days a week the internet's turned off for everybody. You have to go outside. It's it. Everything's over.
Yeah, that's why, COVID, if it wasn't for COVID, COVID would have been great for
Yeah.
dating, right? So what I was going to say, when it comes to getting out there, right? The internet is a tool. So being the person that to actually be initiating group sessions, group activities, things like that, like figuring out what you like. But Robert Greene, I listened to a Robert Greene. He's a guy who wrote Mastery and Art of Seduction. I heard him on a podcast. I can't remember what it is, but either way, he was talking about how eventually everything shifts. Things are not going to stay the same forever. And what I foresee, and it might not be in our generation, sadly, it might be, in the coming generations, but I think eventually people are going to get so damn sick of being online all the time. I think people are going to start craving real human connections again, right? I think the tides have to shift at some point. And I think, the new age hipsters might be the first ones to get rid of, okay, I'm done with social media, right? Obviously that's a very optimistic way of thinking, but just that thought, hearing him say that, it really gave me this like sense of peace of like, okay, you're right. Like things don't always stay the same.
Yeah, but I went to Japan a couple of years back, and I just remember going through such an interesting society, and everybody's on their phone. Everything is digital. They have like dating simulator centers, where you go and you have almost like a slot machine where you're supposed to go through this like press one button. Would you say this? Would you say this? And you're basically trying to seduce or have a relation with this digital character. It's getting worse, not better there. And they're very, very, very vocal about it, the people who actually work in psychology there. But their birth rates have dropped. Their levels of depression, suicide, everything has gone significantly up. Like they are so much trouble as a society. And they're getting worse because for them, once you kind of go down that slope, first of all, climbing back up is very difficult. People like you really help, but you're limited. There's only this much you can do, and we haven't really figured out cloning quite yet. But it's also just so difficult to get out of that slump, especially if you're used to pornography, especially if you're used to like this weird artificial dating. I just don't even see how they will climb out of that. I don't think, and we're going down the same path. How are we going to do any better?
Here's a good question to piggyback right off of that. What success rate are you seeing when men learn the skills, when men grow, when they learn to bond, they just learn to talk? And again, you follow the ethical dating structure, which I really like about you. What success rate are you seeing? Is it like 5% of men are able to get a girlfriend? Is it 20%? Is it 100%? What do you see?
Sadly, the way that my program works is I don't, first of all, I never promise like, hey, you're going to meet your girlfriend in the next 3 months, right? So it's like, but I've helped many guys get into relationships. But I think the more solid understanding of what success is, like the metric I prefer to use is how can you go through life with less fear, when it comes to women, when it comes to actually adjusting and doing the things in your life that you actually enjoy doing with other people, right? That's one element. And the second element is understanding how attraction works in women so that you can understand what you were doing was wrong and why it didn't work, right? Because a lot of what was quote unquote wrong is they weren't actually being very true to themselves. They were just being friendly, kind, cordial. But if you think about it, and this is how I get them, right? Think about who you are when you're with your closest friends, right? The people who actually call you up and want to hang out with you, right? Are you able to tease? Are you able to joke? Are you able to, say things that are true to yourself? That's actually your true self. The person that you're with on a new date, on a first date, is that you? No, right? That's you with a bunch of guards up. So my metric of success is how can we bring you closer to who you are when you're with the people who love you most? When you're with people or you're with women that you're on a first, second, third date with. That's my metric of success. And once they understand that, oh my God, there's not one person I haven't worked with that has left and been like, you know what? I didn't get anything from this. Everyone is like, I understand now why what I was doing wasn't working. And that's all. I'm good with that. I love that.
If you like this clip, I know you're going to enjoy the full episode. You can watch it right here.